This week, Shabbat will commence in a most unusual way. We'll be fasting, and we'll only be able to eat and drink after Kiddush on Friday night. That's because Friday will be Asarah B'Teves, the fast of Tevet. So you might wonder, why is this fast different from all other fasts? Our calendar usually doesn't allow fasts on Fridays, in order that we should be able to have the health and the energy to prepare for Shabbat on a Friday. However, Asarah B'Teves is the one exception. And that's because in the book of Ezekiel, in chapter 24, the day is described as Etzem Hayom Hazeh, this very day, the identical terminology used by the Torah to describe Yom Kippur. So in the same way as Yom Kippur must take place on that very day, so too with Asarah B'Teves. If it falls on Friday, we fast on Friday. Now this highlights for us the significance of this particular fast day. You see, Asarah B'Teves was the very beginning of the troubles that followed. It was on this day that Nebuchadnezzar and the Babylonian army laid siege to the city of Jerusalem. So you might say, what was so special about that? It pales into insignificance compared with the 17th of Tammuz, when the walls of the city were breached, and the 9th of Av, when the temple was destroyed. But actually, Asarah B'Teves is significant, because that's when it all began. That was the root of our problems. So for example, if let's say we have a river that is badly polluted, in order to clean up the waters, of course you can go downstream, and whatever you clean, well, it will last for just a few hours. Instead, you should go upstream in order to block off the original source of the pollution. Instead of treating the symptoms, we need to treat the cause. There is a story of the mythical town of Chelm in Poland, in which there was just one little bridge. The bridge went over a valley, and people noticed that there was a crack in the bridge. And then some people were tripping over the crack. The crack widened, and some people were breaking their legs. The crack widened further, and there was a danger that people might fall down. And then, when the gap was exceptionally wide, people and wagons and horses were falling down into the valley below. The Council of Chelm decided to deliberate on the issue. At the end of an entire day's discussions, they announced their decision. They would build a hospital in the valley below. That's what happens when you treat the symptoms instead of the cause. Ever since the destruction of our second temple, we within the diaspora have been experiencing some wonderful highs, and we've also gone through some very tragic lows. Let's look back to the origin of it all. It was the sin of sinat chinam, of causeless hatred. And now, close to 2 millennia after that time, we have not yet repaired the original cause. Sadly, today there is still so much damaging and unnecessary sinat chinam, causeless hatred, within our ranks. Let us therefore heed the call of Asarah B'Teves. Let us treat the original cause. And in the spirit of the teachings of Rav Kook, let's now engage in ahavat chinam, causeless love for one another. Shabbat Shalom.